That skill presents simple interest. When money is invested, it earns an interest, which means you get back more than what you invest. The interest typically is expressed as a yearly percentage of the amount invested. In simple interest, the interest is calculated on the initial amount invested and is therefore fixed for every time period of calculation. Let's say the amount invested is P and the annual rate of interest is I%. Now the interest, the actual amount of the interest earned in 1 year is equal to I% of P. If I is expressed as a percentage, we need to divide that with 100 to express that as a decimal and multiply that with P. Now that is the interest earned in 1 year. Therefore, the interest earned in n number of years is going to be all of this multiplied with n. So it's going to be I times P times n, provided I is a decimal. If it's a percentage, we need to divide that with 100 to change it to a decimal. And therefore, the final amount referred to as the future amount is equal to the initial amount invested. So that's P plus the interest accumulated over n number of years. So that is going to be I over 100 times P times n, which is equal to P times 1 plus I over 100 times n. Let's look at some examples now. Calculate the final amount accumulated when 3000 Rand is invested at 5% simple interest for 2 years. What is the interest? If you think about the formula, amount is equal to the principal or the amount invested, the initial amount, times 1 plus I over 100 times n. This one's given to be 3000 Rand. So that's 3000. I, the rate of interest is 5%. So this is given as 5. And then n is 2 years. The number of years is 2. We need to find the amount. So let's plug in the numbers. We have amount is equal to 3000 times 1 plus 5 over 100 is 0.05. So I'm just going to rewrite that as 0.05 expressed as a decimal times 2, which is equal to 3000 times 1 plus 0.05 times 2 is 0.1. So this is going to be 0.1, which is 3000 times 1.1, which is 3,300 Rand. So if you invest this amount of money at this rate of interest for this many number of years, the final amount that you get is this. And there's another question to answer. What is the interest? Now, what's the interest? The interest is the extra amount that you earn. So you can simply say the interest is equal to the final amount accumulated. That's A. We already have that. Minus the initial amount invested. So that's going to be 3,300 minus 3,000 Rand. And that is 300 Rand. Let's try another one. Tom deposited a certain sum of money in his bank account that earned him a simple interest of 6% every year. If the interest earned is 72 Rand in 4 years, what was the sum of money deposited? So we need to find this certain sum of money that was deposited into his bank account by this person called Tom, and that resulted in him earning an interest of 72 Rand in 4 years at this rate of interest for every year. So what was the initial amount that he invested? There are different ways to do this, and what I'm going to do is I'm straight away going to divide the 72 with 4 to say that, okay, the interest earned in 1 year, the interest in 1 year is equal to 72 over 4, or 72 divided with 4, because that's the interest earned in 4 years. For 1 year, you just got to divide that with 4. So this is going to give us 18 Rand. Now that means he would earn 18 Rand interest every year, given that the rate of interest is 6%. That means if he were to invest 100 Rand, that would earn him an interest of 6 Rand every year. Now he is earning actually 18 Rand every year. Which means the amount invested, if you look at 6 and 18, it's a times 3. 6 times 3 is 18. So you actually invest, or let's say this person Tom actually invests 3 times this amount, that is 300 Rand, so that every year at 6% he gets this amount of interest.